Okay, hello everybody. Today is May the 4th, 2020. I'm going to tell you guys a dream, and I'm going to have to keep it kind of quick because this video must be limited to 15 minutes in order for me to be able to upload it. Okay. So I actually had a dream about there was this pit. There was this pit in the ground, an opening in the ground that you could look down into, and there was a hole, and in the hole was a cavity of lava. It was black, crusted over lava, but it was still extremely hot, and it still moved, only it had like a black crust on the top. So it was a deep hole, like at least a story deep, and as big as maybe like a swimming pool, like a backyard swimming pool. It was on the ground, and sometime in the past, people had built railings around it, as though, like in the past, like a couple thousand years ago or something, 1,000 years ago. And it was like stone barriers that they put around it, so people could look in it, and like railings, somewhat like railings. Okay, anyway. So I took a block of wood, like part of a log, and I took it and threw it in. And to show the children, there were a lot of children around, and to show these children that that this was hot. And I told them that this was that they were looking at part of hell. And I threw that log in there so they could see it burn up, because it was extremely hot. Obviously, it was lava. So Obama was parading around in this dream. He was walking around in this dream like he just owned the world. He was in charge. All right. And he was extremely dangerous also. And I wanted to get out of there. I was planning on getting out of there. So everybody, at that time, everybody that was there was trying to get out. Not trying to get out, but it seemed like at the same time that I was leaving, everybody was leaving. And also in the dream, I had the feeling we were extremely close to the end. Like it was just days away from the Lord returning. It was extremely close to the end. So close. So next thing I remember, everybody was leaving. Everybody was getting out of there. And the bulk of the people seemed like they streamed into this building to get away. And these children that were around, they did not have parents. There was so many, probably like 20, 25, I don't know, children that had absolutely zero parents. Little kids, no parents. So when everybody was leaving, most of the kids followed where most of these people went. And everybody was leaving so suddenly that the kids were like just looking around like, oh, where'd everybody go? And they were trying to follow like how little baby ducks follow their parents. And some of the kids were kind of like stragglers. So even though I went a different way than all the bulk of the people, I looked back to make sure that all the kids found their way into that group. And I was also waving kids over to me. So I ended up with 4 kids. And they were all races, no specific race, all races. And there were boys and girls in this little group of kids that I had. They were very young. All of them were under 10. Little kids, no parents. So I think maybe their parents had abandoned them. Maybe in the starvation or food shortages and whatever, the parents left their kids. Or maybe taking the mark of the beast made them not care about their kids. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I have no idea why these children did not have parents. So the children that I gathered up, they needed someone to take care of them. It was almost nighttime. It was in the evening, and it was approaching toward night. And these were little kids that no way could they take care of themselves. So they were like, like they grabbed onto me and they were like leaning on me. And I was happy to help them. I was happy to have them. I was glad they were around. And I actually wanted to take care of them. So, let me make sure that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. So I know that was just a short little dream, but the reason why I wanted to share that dream was just because of what I said. These people are going to be reprobates. And their children, these were very young children. They were under 10, well under 10 years old. And these people who will be entered into by the devil and all kind of evil spirits, and they'll be reprobate, having blasphemed God. They're not going to have any mind. They're going to be without natural affections. And so one of the natural affections of human beings is the love of their children, and an instinct to take care of their children and to see that they grow up. So it could be that soon, maybe it has something to do with the 4th vaccine, and as people continue to sear their conscience and really make their choices to embrace the New World Order rather than the kingdom of heaven and the gospel and the truth that we've known all our lives, and that truth that witnesses in our hearts. And the feeling, see, that's the thing. I wish I could give the person credit. I watched a video today. I don't know whose video it was because I cannot remember. But the person was saying that God, talking about how God is a spirit. And you cannot see a spirit. But Jesus compared the spirit to the wind. You don't know where it came from and you don't know where it's going, but you can perceive it. Even though you cannot see the wind, you can perceive the wind. You have a absolutely 100% real, genuine interaction with the wind. The wind can blow you down the street just because you cannot see it and you don't know where it's coming from and you don't know where it's going. It does not diminish the fact that it's real. That was so powerful. I praise God for that. So we can feel God. That's why everybody's responsible for their choice of unbelief. Because God is something you can feel. When I went searching for God in my late 20s, I was certain that there was a God. Because you can feel him. I just didn't know who he was. And I inquired. And Jesus let me know that he was God. He let me know himself. He didn't send someone to tell me he was God. None of that. He came to me himself to reveal himself to me because I was inquiring. Praise God. So it could be that these children were alone because their parents, being reprobate, abandoned them. There are going to be some very difficult times in America coming very soon. It's not going to take months or weeks to induce famine in America. The stores have a 1 or 2 day supply of everything. Food, supplies. That's all we have. 1 day without the trucks. 2 days without the trucks. And we know what will happen. The Bible records and history records that people have eaten their children in times of hunger and famine and barricades. What do you call that? Blockades and embargoes. The besieged cities where no one could come in and no one could go out because they were locked in on every side by an enemy. And in the hunger, man, they'll snatch a baby, snatch a little child. And certainly, that even Hagar, when she thought she was about to starve to death, she ditched Ishmael. Maybe ditch is a harsh word, but she put him under a bush and walked away from him because she couldn't bear to see him die. They were starving and in the wilderness alone. So for various reasons, people could abandon their children. So the reason I want to make this video, when you flee and there are children that have nowhere to go, I know you guys already know what to do. Take as many of them with you as you can carry and as you can manage, because whatever you do to these little ones, you will have done it to Jesus Christ. And when he says, oh, I was naked and you clothed me. I was hungry and you fed me. I didn't have anywhere to go and you took me in. You took me into your house. And you won't have to wonder, oh, Lord, well, when did I see you do that? Because we have the scriptures and we know. Whenever we did it to the least little ones, the innocent ones. The innocent ones. And you cannot put an age on accountability and when children go to hell. What foolishness to say, oh, well, anybody under 12 is going to go to heaven. That's ridiculous. It's according to that person when they reach an age where they know what they're doing. The other thing was, yesterday I went to Target and there was a man in there and we ended up having a little conversation on the way out the door. The conversation started about me not wanting to go to the machine to check out. I wanted a human being to wait on me. I didn't want to talk to a machine. So, everybody had a little laugh about that, but I was serious. And he was on the way out. He was telling me how he was stocking up on toilet paper. He bought 2 big old things of toilet paper and some other supplies. He said, I'm getting some essentials because I just have a feeling. I just have a feeling we're going to go through the shortages again. I didn't get into a big conversation with him, but okay, just wanted to share that. God bless.